Before borders, before maps, before someone decided this line definitely matters, people were already arguing over land. And somehow, those ancient arguments turned into the countries we live in today. So how did that happen? I'm Professor Everything, and today we'll be answering the question, how do countries originally claim their land? Right here on Explaining Everything. Let's start at the very beginning, when borders were less like neat lines on Google Maps and more like vibes. In ancient times, land ownership followed a simple rule. Whoever got there first and didn't immediately die could claim it. Early humans spread out, settled near rivers, built huts, planted food, and said, "Yep, this is ours now." No paperwork, no land titles, just survival and vibes. Archaeology backs this up. The earliest civilizations, Mesopotamia, Egypt, the Indus Valley, claimed land by occupation. If your people lived there, farmed there, buried their dead there, and defended it, congratulations, that land was yours. Not legally, of course, but spiritually. And spiritually is all that mattered when your neighbors had spears. Borders weren't fixed lines. They were fuzzy zones where one group stopped feeling confident and another group started throwing rocks. If you could defend your area, you kept it. If not, well, welcome to becoming history homework. This method worked fine until humans invented things like armies, writing, and the dangerous idea of expansion. Then came conquest, humanity's most consistent hobby. This is where land claims got spicy. Kingdoms and empires realized they could just take land. If you invaded an area, defeated its rulers, and set up your own government, boom, new territory unlocked. The Romans did this, the Mongols did this, practically everyone did this. Conquest was internationally recognized long before international law existed. If you won the war and stayed long enough, other powers eventually shrugged and accepted it. History books call this effective control, which is a very polite way of saying they showed up with swords. Importantly, conquest wasn't just random violence. Empires often absorbed land through organized systems, taxation, administration, roads, laws. If you controlled the land and ran it, your claim became stronger over time. This is why modern borders often look like someone spilled spaghetti on a map. They're leftovers from ancient wars, medieval grudges, and rulers who thought, you know what would look great? More land with my name on it. Fast forward to the age of exploration, when Europeans started sailing around the world and accidentally inventing international chaos. This is where discovery became a land claim method. The logic was creative. European powers claimed land by being the first Europeans to map it, plant a flag, and say something dramatic like, "In the name of my king, I own this now." Indigenous people already living there? Apparently invisible, awkward. Spain, Portugal, Britain, France, and others used discovery combined with settlement and control to justify claims. This wasn't just vibes. It was backed by treaties like the Treaty of Tordesillas in 1494, where Spain and Portugal literally divided the non-European world between themselves like roommates splitting groceries. Now here's the fact-checked reality. Discovery alone wasn't enough. To maintain a claim, a country had to occupy and administer the land. That meant settlers, forts, governments, and enforcement. If you didn't show up consistently, someone else would, and they'd claim it instead. This era explains why so many modern countries exist far from Europe, but speak European languages and follow European legal systems. History is wild. Eventually, the world got tired of endless conquest and started inventing rules. This is where modern international law enters the chat. From the 17th century onward, land claims increasingly relied on treaties, agreements, and recognized borders. Countries began negotiating land instead of just stabbing over it. Colonies gained independence and inherited borders drawn by former empires, sometimes sensibly, sometimes by a guy with a ruler who had never been there. By the 20th century, conquest stopped being an acceptable way to claim land. After World War II, international law officially frowned upon taking territory by force. The United Nations Charter made sovereignty and territorial integrity a big deal. Now, land claims are recognized through diplomacy, historical control, treaties, and international recognition. Does this mean borders stopped changing? Absolutely not. But now they change with paperwork, court cases, and strongly worded statements instead of cavalry charges. Progress, I guess. So, how do countries originally claim their land? Through a chaotic mix of being first, fighting harder, discovering dramatically, settling aggressively, and eventually filing the right documents. Modern borders are not clean, logical designs. They're historical leftovers. Every line on a map tells a story of survival, conflict, compromise, and sometimes very questionable decisions. Countries didn't magically appear with borders included. They were shaped by thousands of years of humans doing what humans do best, arguing over space. And the wildest part, future historians might look at our borders and say, "Wow, that was a weird way to do it." Because history never really stops drawing lines. It just switches pens. If you like this video, hit that like button and subscribe. Also, if you have suggestions for our next video, feel free to share them in the comments below. We'll be sure to give you an acknowledgement for your contribution. If you enjoyed this video, please check out our other bingeable channels. Thank you for tuning in, and join us next time here in the channel that answers all the why, what, who, where, and how questions you've always wondered about, here on Explaining Everything.